This is the Off-Grid Knives Stinger EDC. This is a 3-inch bladed version of the original 4-inch bladed Stinger.
This is the all blacked out version, and we have the coyote tan with the gray wash blade.
As you can see, it's changed a little bit. It's more of a drop point than that sort of even spear profile, and it's fully flat ground. Super stout and sturdy, but a much more manageable size for everyday carry.
The lockup on mine is very solid. That's one thing with off-grid knives. I've never had one fail on me, and they've always been very tight in the lockup department.
Man, this hits all the notes because it looks really good. You've got incredible ergonomics here. I'd say some of the best in the whole lineup. I've used this knife quite a bit. I've had it for about a month now, I'd say. 154 cm blade steel, one of my favorite steels. Decently thick blade stock, jimping running nicely up the spine.
We also have some nice functional long row of jimping that grips that thumb nicely.
I can fully extend my thumb and still engage with that gription.
And they also gave us a good sharpening choil that should give you some sharpening light before it starts to widen back here.
But you get a fully flat ground blade, as I mentioned, getting super thin behind the edge. That's a specialty of off-grid knives.
Knife came pretty darn sharp out of box. Most of the off-grid knives I get do usually come pretty darn sharp. It felt like it had some bite to it, and that full flat grind is definitely slicing really well. It feels nice and thin behind the edge.
These are the best cardboard knives ever. And I'm not saying necessarily the Stinger, but off-grid knives, they just do amazing with slicing and cardboard and all the things you kind of expect a knife to be able to do, but they're also pretty heavy duty.
The handle fills out the hand really nicely. Low tip drop point is excellent on cutting on a flat surface. Yeah, the pinch grip that I'm using right now is nice and comfortable. That edge is still really nice at this point. It's moving through all the materials good. That coating's not causing a whole lot of friction.
I do love that in reverse grip you've got perfect landing spot for your thumb to wrap around for ultimate control when you're really powering that into something.
Let's check that edge after that cutting. I've always had good luck with off-grid knives. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Never had any of them that had any edge problems or bad edges or anything. Very nice. Well placed flipper tab right in front of that pivot. This thing's got a very good detent. It rockets out, and they're both very consistent. Riding on ceramic ball bearings with a ceramic detent ball, very snappy.
Great action. Caged bearings here. A deep carry pocket clip, 3 screws all flat. That's exactly how it should be done.
I like the thickness of these scales. They fill out the hand nicely, coming in at 0.58 inches thick. Nice milling here on the G10 scales. Nice chamfers going all the way around. No sharp spots where you don't want them to be. You have a T8 pivot and T8 body screws. Love seeing that. The only T6 screws you have are for the pocket clip. That is deep carry and reversible. You can see I like how he does 3 screws there, so this clip is not moving at all, and it sits all the way down into the pocket. Goes in and out of the pocket nicely, and nothing tearing up the pockets because of the smooth G10. The clip is countersunk into the G10 along with those screws. Outstanding job. This is an awesome knife. I love off-grid knives. It performed outstanding. It's nice and slicey. It's got good action. Carries well.
Very handsome pair. I love these knives.